Out to winners weekend, baby. That's the way I look at it. Between the Mets and the Yankees doing their sweep thing over the weekend. And last night, that was perfect. That was about 2 hours and 6 minutes of baseball.
Nice and tidy.
And good night. Thank you for coming.
Right, especially when it's a Sunday night where you don't want to stay up anyway.
And everybody was thinking the same thing. You know, watching both Scherzer and Verlander, what are we all thinking? We're all thinking, this is what we expected.
Yes.
This is what we're hoping for. This is what we want to see more of. This is the kind of thing that, you know, you get $43 million for. And, you know, and sure, Verlander was unbelievable last night. But then again, like, you have to remember, we all have to remember this. It's May. We got a long way to go. These arms are got to hold up. That bullpen's got to get fixed. Because, you know, even though, you know, they win 2-1 last night, they almost lost Scherzer's, game the day, earlier in the day. I just, you know, it's just nice. They have young players up there. The young players are participating. You know, they're getting involved.
Yeah.
I don't know about Vientos. I don't know if he's totally ready for this, but I feel better with having him here. And then for the Yankees, I mean, to have Severino back in the mound, to go in there and just sweep the Reds and just basically do what they should be doing, beating bad teams. And the Mets should have been doing that earlier this season and hadn't been doing that. And they finally did that against a reasonably good Cleveland team.
Yes, that is correct. A Cleveland team that went to the postseason last year and gave the Yankees a run for their money. And, yeah, Max Scherzer, 6 innings, looked about as good as he had the entire year. Of course, comes out talking about a callus that burst and gives you that in the postgame and looks exhausted. But I'm not going to focus on those things. I'm going to focus on the fact that he looked all right. He looked very, very good. And Verlander, though, is just he's more of a horse than Scherzer is at this point in his career. Yes, he gives up the big home run. It felt like it was 700 feet to Ramirez in the first inning. And then after that, he was in total control, completely dominated, standing ovation after coming off the mound. I'm building trust towards him. Got off to a really, really bad start with the fact that he had an armpit muscle injury and we didn't see him right off the bat. But more starts like this and I start building trust. But, you know, you mentioned Vientos and how you're not sure if he's totally ready. But, you know, him coming up, him hitting that home run and that first day that he was here, that started this winning streak. That was it. That started this winning streak. So you can't send him back down at any point because he hasn't seen a loss yet.
No, I know. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying one of the reasons they bring in Gary Sanchez because 2 catchers behind, you know, Alvarez get hurt or you know have dry eye syndrome. So it's another opportunity for Gary Sanchez, and he came through yesterday.
Yes, he did. Sack fly. So good for him. I mean, I don't expect him to do much. And plus there's just been so much talk that we have dealt with around Gary Sanchez that has been negative. So just his name, when you hear it, you're like, oh my goodness, the Mets are giving him a shot. But you know, when you break it down, the Mets are not looking for him to do what the Yankees were looking for him to do when he first came up, which was be, you know, the best offensive catcher in the league for 10 years straight plus. The Mets just need a stopgap guy who's going to be able to provide a little bit of offense and not screw him behind the plate. And so far, that's what he's provided. A little bit of offense and didn't screw him behind the plate. So we'll see how long that lasts. But, yeah, I mean, everything feels good when they're winning, and they're winning exciting games. And we've seen a lot
they're
of
having to come back and win.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the thing.
But hell, they did a ton of that last year, too, though.
They did. And then, I mean, it's just – believe me, I was excited as hell watching these 2 pitchers last night, and the fact that second game was 2 hours and 6 minutes was ridiculous. It's frustrating because your pitcher's pitching great, but so is theirs.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, I don't know, maybe it was me. I thought Bieber and Verlander, they seem to have like the same kind of motion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think both of those guys are dominant and good, and when you saw that matchup, you figured that it would be a quick game. So, yeah, and we're watching here with the highlights on CBS Sports Network with the Casamigos tequila right on the mound, which is just...
Oh, by the way, that, you know, it all started here.
The logo right on the mound.
It all started right here.
That's right.
Mean, you know,
when it was you, George Clooney, Randy Gerber, and Mike Melman. We were all together.
There's the Casamigos right there on the other side of the Team Boomer football. And it all started with our, I should say, boat party.
Yes, very much so. All right, so... we've seen a lot of celebrations that have gone on in baseball.
Yes.
We've seen, do you remember back in 2018 when Todd Frazier started the salt and pepper one at second base? Where
yes,
we actually did a little, me and you did a meme or a GIF of that actually with Tom Izzo, where they did the pepper shaker at second base.
I kind of remember it.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the hump that is going on?
Yeah,
now?
I don't know what this is. This is kind of the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, where the four infielders come together after the game, put their arms around each other's shoulders, get in a little semicircle or circle, and then just hump it together. I'm not really sure what they're trying to get across.
No, I'm not a guy who is someone that's like, oh, that's offensive or this or that. I've never been that guy. But this is strange. And also, it's not only that. You get like Pete Alonso in the dugout who humps the railing when things go well for the team when he's in the dugout.
He's a humper.
He gets up there and he just starts pounding the railing.
It's like the dog at the party that isn't fixed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The non-neutered dog who just grabs a hold of your leg and starts going at it.
You think it's something that we should try to do here?
It's a group hump.
I mean, it is. That's what's going on.
Do you think we should be trying to do this here or no?
Sure.
And get out.
Do you want? I mean, me and you could do it. We could do a full.
Well, no,
we get CeeLo in here and get Al. We could
Let's hump the fence.
all of us can. You want to just do a pre-show hump every day now?
I'm just our post-show hump, really.
A post-show
That'd
hump.
Be a post-show hump.
I mean, we could do a post-show hump. If the shows go well, we could definitely do a post-show hump.
They got this
humping my leg.
Yeah, okay. They got this post-game hump going on after they win.
After they win, yeah.
So I don't know. Just beat the bad teams, man. I mean, the Guardians aren't that bad, but I mean, let's face it. There's 10 or 12 teams that just have no shot.
Of course. I mean, that's in every single sport, you feel like. It's about 10 or 12 tems that have no shot.
Like, for the Yankees, they go to the Reds and then just wipe them out. Mm-hmm. Just wipe them out.
Yep.
I mean, there was no ifs, ands, or buts in that weekend series. They just took total care of business. I mean, home run after home run. And then to get Severino back, that was a bonus for them.
Yes, and we'll see how long he ends up lasting because when you see him, you usually don't see him for long. There has to be some sort of issue that comes in and creeps in, and then you've got, of course, him back on the IL and complaining and all of that stuff. Yeah, I was waiting for you got the New York Post column from what's his face Mushnick about the let's bleep and go Mets thing about Pete Alonso, how he was screaming about that and how.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that column on the hump next.
Yeah.
The hump's going to be the next thing that everybody starts complaining about. Hey, Al, wait a second. Al's in. Do you want to do a pre-show hump?
I don't know what it is.
You haven't seen it?
I can't believe you haven't seen it, Al. The Met fan that you are.
As soon as the game's over and they win, I'm out. I don't watch them.
Well, what about
Alonso during on the?
Well, that I've seen him do that. Yeah,
I've seen him do that.
All right, so what they do is the four infielders come together.
Yeah.
Right. Somewhere around second base.
And they thrust.
And they put their arms around each other.
And
then they thrust together.
They thrust together.
Thrust into each other.
Wait,
Yeah.
They thrust into each other.
They hump each other.
Yes, it looks like a hump. It's like it's like.
Here,
I don't know.
Let's just do it, Al. Like this.
Let me watch you guys do it first.
Pumping. Come over here, Al. No, you guys
come in.
You got to come over here. It's
Yeah.
on.
All right. All right. So this is what you do. You come in.
Come in.
You go like this, arms around.
Sure.
And then
That's how you do it, okay, Al?
I'm out for that. I might stop watching the Mets.
How about you start? Oh, man.
What happens if they come over and grab you and start humping your leg?
It's so bizarre. I mean, there's been so many different celebrations. They got the home run stuff where they put like the hats and the helmets and all this stuff.
They got the Shohei Ohtani thing for the Angels.
Right. Well, yeah, and every team's got something, whether it's chains or whatever. But the humping, the Mets humping is at a whole new level.
It's a weird thing. It's just.
But now that they're winning, they've started to win now with the humping, so it's going to be for the rest of the year. And then the fact that, I mean, they show Pete Alonso, and I'm surprised that they got to find one of these things, CBS Sports Network, so people who haven't seen it can see what's going on. When Pete Alonso is in the dugout and, Lindor hits a home run or the Marte home run, and then you look over And Pete Alonso's in the dugout going, bah, 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 against the railing.
Yes.
I mean, like a wild animal.
Yes, he
You're
is.
thinking, what in the hell is going on with this team?
I know, whatever works, just keep doing it. That's all I say.
And I
You know how superstitious these baseball players are.
yeah. And Eddie's telling me that Nimmo has never participated in any of the humping.
Yeah, because it's not only at the end of the game after like a big home run. Like,
Yeah, they're all humping, yeah.
Like they'll in the on deck circle the next guy and they'll do the little hump. They don't, and the outfielders get together after the game also
And hump.
but they don't. No, they don't because Nimmo's there. I think they respect his feelings on it.
So you're telling me that Brandon Nimmo's religious beliefs are preventing him from humping his teammates?
I think that they respect him, and they're not looking for him to participate in that match.
Okay.
Oh, complications.
Is this a divide now in the
No,
clubhouse?
no, it's all good. I think it's
they respect each other.
they
That's
do.
cool.
They respect
It's all good.
him.
You think
'Cause he's not Nimmo's not doing the humping.
Yeah.
No shot.
Thanks so much for watching the video.
Please like and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified when we're dropping new content.